I'm sorry, who in the decided we could make diapers and formula the two most needed things when you have a child, the most expensive things on this planet? These two things just costed me $92.
The price for 1 pound of ground beef is now more than the federal minimum wage, guys. How crazy is this? And like, how far are they going to let these grocery prices get before they realize that regular people can just not afford this crap? Like,
hey YouTube, people online everywhere keep talking about how everyday life just feels more expensive in a way that's hard to ignore right now. In this video, we're going through a compilation of TikToks that all point back to the same idea. Basic necessities are getting harder to afford across different parts of daily life. The bigger picture here isn't just individual price complaints, it's how cost of simply existing seems to be rising all at once in ways people can feel every single day.
After working 30 hours for the last 2 days, moving myself into my new apartment, I remembered that I boxed up all my pillows. So I had to come out to Walmart and get me some new pillows. And who would have thought this? Look at this. You see that? $209 for a pillow. $149 for a pillow. $64 for a pillow. $69 for a pillow. Now, of course, these are Cooling Plus comfort pillows. And Casper Essential cooling pillow. And a Purple Harmony pillow. $209 for a fucking pillow? And here's something more my speed. $21 for a pillow that's an inch freaking wide. I don't know about all y'all. It's discouraging these days to do anything. And I gotta get body wash, I gotta get paper towels, and toilet paper. So I'm probably gonna be at a $100 bill. $56.85. 2 pillows, a pillowcase, and some body wash. Welcome to America.
I don't know if y'all seen that video yet of the lady in Little Caesars crashing out because she didn't have the 60 cents to cover her pizza. She's mad at the cashier because the cashier wouldn't let her slide on 60 cents. Y'all, in this economy, nobody's going to jeopardize their job. I don't care if it is Little Caesars' job. Hell, that's how she's feeding her child, her kids too. Like, you got to think about that. And this is going to be a hard lesson for younger people. Y'all going to have to get in that kitchen and cook. Child, y'all gonna have the red beans and rice, cornbread, something to stick to them kids' stomach. You hear me? And that's $7 because it took you a long way at that grocery store. Because you could have ate like 2 or 3 meals off of that. I'm telling y'all, we're gonna have to go back to that. I don't go to restaurants and eat out because right now I'm trying to save every penny I got because I know by the end of the year this economy is gonna be horrible. Food is not go. Look, you don't need Little Caesars. You need a kitchen, what you got at home, and you can cook. Cook them damn kids some good old meals, child.
A lot of what people are noticing starts with the most normal things that used to feel cheap and simple. Basic groceries, household items, and everyday essentials don't feel stable the way they used to. It's not even about luxury stuff. It's the fact that regular necessities are starting to feel like decisions instead of defaults. People don't just grab what they need anymore without thinking twice. There's this constant awareness of price tags even on small items that used to be automatic purchases. And once that awareness kicks in, it changes how every store visit feels. Even things like cooking at home don't fully escape that pressure because ingredients add up fast. So the idea of basic living costs doesn't really feel basic anymore. It starts turning into something people actively calculate instead of something they just live through. That shift builds slowly, but it affects almost every daily routine. Because when essentials stop feeling predictable, everything else feels less secure too. It's not one big change people notice at once. It's a constant series of small realizations. And those small realizations end up changing how people think about normal life spending altogether.
Let me say this, only the strong gonna survive. You know what I'm saying? I pay attention. I be in these grocery stores. I just left High Neighbors spending like almost $80, okay? And a lot of people are like, well, you could just go out to eat. You could do this. We not a small family like that. And my children like to eat. I like to eat. My husband like to eat. So it makes more sense to us to cook. Don't get me wrong. We do take out too, but I'm telling y'all, they setting us up for the fail, for to be fucking damn near homeless. Excuse my language, but these grocery stores prices are out of hand. I'm at Walmart now. I just left High Neighbors. I be to Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Costco's. Now I'm gonna open my Sam's account back up because I shop at Costco's now, but I need Sam's more for the children for summertime drinks and things like that. But it's a shame the money that I know that me and my husband both come out the pockets up in these grocery stores, and just things that we need, paper towels, plates, all this type of this is ridiculous. I feel like the food not the same, the fruits not the same. I bought some pears the other day. They was horrible. I brought some plums. Nothing is just the same. A plum used to taste so good. But also I pay attention to the soap. When I'm buying these packs of soap, it's not even lasting. Because they letting the soap look like it's melting faster. I remember back in the day, you can use a bar of soap for a couple days. About time my children, baby, that soap is gone unless we just taking a bath the right way. But I pay attention. Y'all make us use, use stuff fast so we can come back and buy it fast. And it's not just about the soap. It's even with phone chargers. If you don't go ahead on and buy you a good phone charger, you're going to find yourself buying them the cheap chargers over and over and over. And how much money? That stuff is set up to break. It's designed to break so you can keep buying it over and over and over again. So I'm like, babe, just go to AT&T and just give me a good charger, and that way you don't have to keep buying me no chargers from the gas station. And I done had that charger for months now. You know what I'm saying? I understand it's sometimes what you pay for, but at the end of the day, I just be paying attention to things that they do. Only the strong gonna survive out here. And I'm telling you, ladies, you got to bounce around from store to stores, because at the end of the day, that's what our grandmas used to do. And that's what you got to do to make sure, if you got kids, that's what you got to do to make sure that you have everything you need. You might have to go get that bleach that's on sale at High Neighbors. You might have to go to Walmart and get this. You might have to go get some mayo and mustard from the dollar store. You got to do what you got to do. Of course, I got this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking to a mother that just don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You got to just work what you got and do what you need to do out here, because I'm going to tell you the truth. Life is hard, and it's hard out here. And it's real. And like I say, only the strong will survive. Okay, hugs and love. Y'all be blessed to J-Lo. I just wanted to share that with you guys.
A big part of the stress doesn't come from huge purchases, but from how often smaller ones keep showing up. It feels like there's always something that needs to be bought just to stay at the same level of living. Food, supplies, and basic household restocks don't really give people a break anymore. Even when nothing major is happening financially, money is still constantly being spent. That creates this feeling that income doesn't stretch as far as it should. And because that spending is so spread out, it's harder to even notice how fast it adds up. People don't always think about one big ball. They feel the constant drip of small ones. That's what makes budgeting feel less like planning and more like trying to keep up. There's no real pause where things stop costing something. Even staying in the same lifestyle requires continuous spending in the background, and that creates a constant low-level pressure that doesn't fully go away. It's not a panic level stress, but it's always something there in the back of people's minds. And over time, that kind of pressure changes how people view everyday stability.
So someone was asking, like, what are the recession indicators, right? And there are a couple that have become trends that actually have to do with rising costs, and they're so hidden in plain sight, people won't even realize them. The first one is the rise in press-ons. Everybody wears press-ons now, or if you don't, you need to. Everyone is wearing press-ons now because of how nail prices are. Like, people can no longer justify going to the nail salon and paying these prices for their nails, because they can get press-ons instead. And you can basically get press-ons anywhere. Another one that I feel like becoming a trend is meal prepping. People are meal prepping because it's too expensive to go out to eat. And also, it's not worth it anymore. Going to get fast food quite literally isn't worth it because you're paying expensive prices for crap. Fast food used to be realistically priced because they knew the quality of the food was bad. Now, they look you in your eye, tell you $20, and expect you to pay it. So people have started meal prepping, talking about sweet potatoes and ground turkey make you lose weight. Yeah, okay. It makes you feel full, and it's also cheap. But what are some indicators y'all have seen? Because I've seen a few.
One of the most interesting things happening right now is how quickly people adjust to higher prices without fully realizing it. At first, something feels expensive, and it stands out immediately. But after seeing it enough times, it slowly stops feeling unusual. That shift happens across almost every category of everyday spending. Food, supplies, and basic services all get reevaluated over time. People start comparing less to the past and more to what they're actually currently seeing. And that changes what expensive means even in practice, because the reference point keeps moving, even if wages and habits don't move at the same speed. So what once felt like a high price starts becoming the new baseline, and once that new baseline sets in, it becomes the standard for everything else. That's how the sense of cost changes without any single moment marking it. It's not one dramatic shift, it's a slow rewriting of expectations, and over time, that rewritten normal starts to feel like it was always there.